Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? Well, what's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of Clubhouse Conversations with Yamaya, where the culture, the community, and the conversations collide. I'm your host, your girl Yamaya, your little oracle mermaid, your Ruff Ryder daddy, and your chocolate girl advocate. Y'all already know. This week we're bringing you stories behind the people that keep the Rough Rider movement alive all over the world. Today's guest proves that this isn't just an American movement, it's a worldwide family. Joining us straight from Wildfire, Canada, is a 10-year Rough Rider Lifestyle member, the voice behind Heat from the Streets on Ruff Ryders Radio, the first Canadian to host a live broadcast on our station, an incredible graphic artist, and someone who's helped push the Ruff Ryders brand creatively for years. Please help me welcome my brother, my dog, Rob the 5'9". Hey, Rob!
What's
What's up?
going
What's
on? What's
up?
going
What's
on? That was
up?
a hell of an intro. That was a hell of an intro.
Well, well, thank you.
Damn,
Listen.
damn.
I tried. I tried. Let me grab some stuff real quick, but I tried, bro. Listen, when I admire my people, I make sure I introduce them in style, and this is
That that
definitely
was that was
uh,
that was nothing but style and class. So yeah,
okay.
no,
There you go.
yeah, no, that
I'm
was it.
glad it's Rob approved.
Yeah, no, it's approved. It's certified. Yeah, no, it's everything involved. Yeah,
Period. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers out there. I know I introduced you,
I
but
don't know if
you
I can
know.
top that. Yeah, no, you know what I mean. And then you
Can't
had your
nobody
intro
introduce
too.
you like
That's
you
me.
though.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, no, you nailed everything on the head. 10-year
Oh,
member, voice of Ruff Ryders Radio, Heat from the
period.
Streets. I'm
Listen,
involved with Death Proof Fight Club too. That's the only thing you missed. That's the only thing. Everything else was,
I, the
had
Fight
to,
Club.
had to.
Listen, but yes, welcome to the clubhouse, bro. Welcome. It's an
Thank you for
honor,
having
first of
me.
all. Yeah, it's an honor, first of all, because you know a lot of people don't know this is the first time we actually getting to chop it up. We chopped it up a little bit backstage, but this
Yeah,
is the first time that we're really getting to talk and bond from Canada. So this is dope. Like I love it. I love it. So we're gonna start a little bit from the beginning. And I know I asked you this question, but we're gonna piggyback off of it. So,
okay.
what first introduced you to Rough Riders, and how did you get involved into this lifestyle?
So I was always a big fan of DMX, which like everyone says, right? But like the music thing was huge to me. So
Okay.
I was doing a clothing line at the time,
Oh,
and I met a mutual friend who told me to go. Someone was doing a car show, so they told me
okay.
to go meet up with this person. I get to the point with this person because this person had a big ring that had the R on it. So I thought,
Mm.
so I had to ask questions. I was like, so what's that about? Thinking, maybe it's just a Rough Rider ring, like people have jewelry, stuff like that.
Right, right.
And he goes, no, I'm a president of Rough Riders. So I'm like taking back, and now I'm start picking his mind a little bit because I'm like, we're doing the show. I want to keep it professional, but I also want to know more about this because now I'm starstruck. Because I'm like,
Right.
what do you mean Rough Riders in Canada? In Canada? Like, so that was my brother big time. He's no longer a member. He's moved on to other clubs, but he introduced me to Rough Riders, and we
That's
did the
dope.
car show. And I met other members throughout the car show that were working there because it was part of their annual actually. So I was
Oh,
doing selling my clothing line during their annual. So they had music, cars, trucks, all that stuff. So I was starstruck by that and stayed in touch with them. They were great people, and so from then on, I decided to start prospecting after that. Like probably maybe a year or so after that, just hanging around, just sort of feeling them out and seeing how things were, see if it was a right fit for me as well. So yeah, no, I hung around with them and sort of got introduced that way.
so how was your prospecting period like? I know we talked about it a little bit, and you said in Canada, there ain't no 90 days.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
got to
no 90
prospect
days.
for a whole year
Yeah,
to see,
so
which I like that idea. Like I said, I was online for 367 days. So and I needed that because as somebody that wasn't acclimated with this lifestyle, it kind of gave me the idea of what it was like and whether I could be like, yeah, I can handle this or no, I can't handle this. So, what was that prospecting period like for you?
it was interesting. There's a bunch of emotions. So, you come down and it humbles yourself to me on a lot of levels because you're joining them, they're not joining you.
Right.
So you come into this lifestyle and, there's ways and certain things to, the introduction and stuff like that. I know some people have a hard time doing it because they now have to introduce themselves to strangers in such a cordial way that they're not used to it. They're used to handshakes and what up, bro, and what up, and
Yeah.
having that introduction. But now you're introducing yourself. But I look at it as you're introducing yourself and reflecting either the chapter you're prospecting for or yourself. You're now advocating for that. You're showing them
Right.
who you are, why you're here, and what you're a part of. And some people love it or hate it, but I mean, at the end of it, you're so used to doing it that like it becomes second nature. You're introducing it to
Right.
people, and people are like, you don't need to introduce anymore, but you still do it just because it's in your nature now, right?
Yep.
So same with that, but you know, it was a learning experience, and like even when I got vested, it was still like what I taught. What I always listen to the older members because they've been here the longest, right? So they got the most experience and advice, and they said never stop learning. So even being here 10 years now, it's still a learning experience. Like things are changing,
Right.
especially with Rough Ryders Lifestyle itself. Like new artists have come in, not that it's part of the lifestyle, but new artists have come in, new members come in. The way we do things is different. The way annuals are set up are different. The way we communicate through social media and stuff is way different. So it's all there, and
Right.
it's not hard to miss now because now you're, oh, an annual's coming up, I didn't know this, and you can share it to your chapter and move it on, and oh, we'll go to this, and connect that way. It's a positive thing. There's negative things to it as well, but like I try to
Facts.
look at the positive things, right? Like it's real easy to be negative. It's real easy to be positive too. So it's all about perspective sometimes.
I always tell people a positive thought is 100 times more powerful than a negative. So
Absolutely.
it's easy to be negative, but it's easier to be positive. So,
Yeah.
what was your biggest challenge you faced while prospecting, and how did you overcome it?
So it would have been like I suffer from bad anxiety. So that would have been my biggest thing. So like that's probably what it was. It was the anxiety of like just dealing with certain things because I overthink. I'm an overthinker. Like I overthink why I'm not
Facts.
overthinking if I'm not
I felt
overthinking.
that.
So you know what I mean? So
Definitely felt that.
that was probably that. So it was being in my own head about certain things. But like I said, when you have a good family behind you, even though I wasn't actually a member yet, they worked with me and like helped me out in a lot of ways, and didn't make, I don't want to say things easier or less hectic, but like they understood and were like supportive on it, like reassurance, and you're doing the right thing, like try not to overthink it. But like when you're told to overthink, you're probably overthinking already. So
Right. Right.
like
So was there throughout that prospecting period, was there ever a moment that you questioned whether the lifestyle was for you, or you were just like, I'm sold?
it I wouldn't say there was a point where I was like, it's not for me, but it was a question, if am I doing enough? And that was
Yeah,
like the biggest thing in my head, because like when you come in here, you really want to bring something to the table, or to like
I
be an
like that.
advocate towards it. You don't want to just be here to have a vest. Like it's sort of redundant. You can go anywhere, and not anywhere, but you can go places, and if you want to have a vest, have a vest. Just be a number. But like I didn't want to be just a number. And like I said, when the older members had talked to me, they were always be here for a reason, be here for a purpose. Like let them know why you're here, and like not sort of make history, but like be a part, like help people. So like my line brothers and sisters, help them out. They help me out just as much, like because they're when you're on the line, that's the biggest.
Right.
Those are your brothers and sisters, right? So
Right.
yeah.
That and that line brother line sister relationship is so important to advocating. I started off with a line of three, and I think maybe four. Was it four? Maybe three, and I think it's two of us now that's left. So I understand that. So looking back now as a 10-year member, would you change anything about that prospecting experience, or do you believe it shaped the Rough
No,
Rider you are today?
I believe it like that. I tried to look back in the past too much. You can't change it. So I don't. I try not to look back and regret. Like
Facts.
everything that has done has brought me to the situation I'm at now, or the place I'm at now. So I don't have no regrets. No, not really. I wouldn't say any. I got tons of memories, whether they're good or bad. Like I still have those memories, and they're great.
Right. No, felt that too. Do you believe prospecting, going through your process? So, did you believe at that time the prospecting was more about proving yourself to the club or proving something to yourself once you put those camos on?
See, I want to say it's a bit of both. Like that's a great question, but like I think at the end of the day, it comes down to a bit of both. Because like I said, you have to humble yourself. You have to come down to different results, different reasons, and you are proving yourself to Rough Riders, and that's part of the process. But at the same time, you're trying to prove to yourself, are you a right fit for this? Is this for you? Because a lot of times, like you said, you were on a line of four and only two were there. I was on a line, I think seven at the time. They all made it, but they're no longer like members, but they still did their time here. And
Right.
it's to look back, and people will grow the lifestyle, and people go on to different things or have different ambitions in that, and get into the bike
Right.
life for different reasons, right? Whether it be for personal or for business wise, like they move on.
You talked about the importance of being humble. So, how important do you feel like humility is during that prospecting process? And why do you think s- it's often overlooked?
See, I think it's huge because a lot of people, I should say a lot of people, but some people come in here and there's somebody to somebody, or they have this is going to sound like this is new Rough Riders talking, but if they have
No.
a social media presence and there's somebody online, but in this lifestyle, it's not about being online. It's who you are around the people you're with. So you got to sort of humble yourself and break it down to I'm just prospect. I know some people do numbers or your prospect, whatever your name is, and you go into it and you have to be humble. You have to show that you're basically re-meeting everyone for the first time, whether you know them as Rough Riders or you know them as their government name. Like you're now talking to them as a Rough Rider, so you have to follow that that journey, that the process and everything that's in between. You have to come. Humility is huge to me because you can't come in. I mean, some people come in loud, and this lifestyle has a way of humbling things down sometimes for you, whether you like it or not, right? But not being loud is not a bad thing either. If you have the personality and everything, that's it's great because it keeps things good, it keeps things uplifting, and keeps it positive.
Not. So, transitioning a little bit now to music, how did your passion for music play a role in where you are today, being the voice of the heat from the streets?
It's sort of like it's all sort of fallen into place over the years. I used to think I wanted to be a rapper, which was a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea.
I want to hear some bars now.
No, you don't. No, this show will get taken off the air so fast. Oh my, yeah, no, no, I don't know what I was thinking, but I realized I like doing more behind the scenes things.
Okay.
So I got involved in a mixtape series that was around for a couple years, and the person did it with, he no longer wanted to do it, so we split ways and stopped doing the mixtape series. But
Okay.
within that time, I had worked with Big Time, who got me into Ruff Ryders, and he actually sponsored the mixtape one time. So
Wow.
then the
That's
idea,
cool.
I then became a member of Ruff Ryders 3D Canada, and we wanted to do CDs. So then we did mixtapes and CDs. We did reggaeton, hip hop, dance hall CDs, and we would sell them at our events. So we had a list load of CDs, and like that's a whole other story because we had this CD press that was given to us by a church for free, and we were trying
Lit.
to print these CDs, and this thing was so old that like if you sneezed in the wrong direction, it would set it off and it wouldn't work anymore. So like we were like
That
standing
is
there like mice not
hilarious.
moving because if anything moved, the CD it would jitter and the CD wouldn't work. So like it was time testing, it was patience, but we made it through, made some CDs, and then got the opportunity to work with Ruff Ryders Radio through Sincere. I was just started doing graphic art designs, and I just started sending it to him, like just send it to mostly anybody that would sort of take a look and critique it. And he's like, "Yeah, that's dope. Like, what do you think about helping with Ruff Ryders Radio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." Wasn't even a second thought. Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. And then I started doing it for all the shows, and then I didn't realize there's like 27 DJs, 10 live shows. So it was a lot of work originally. Then I got the hang of it. And then the idea with Big Times came up as, well, we're doing all this. Why don't we start our own show? And it was just sort of, him and hot. It was like, worst they can say is no. Worst they can say is no, you can't do a
Right.
show, then we move on and pick a different direction or a different avenue. But they said yes. And then we came to the name Heat from the Streets because I did the mixtape series Streets Talk to Me, and he had a car show tour called Heat the Streets. So we collaborated the names and came with Heat from the Streets.
That's dope. So, Did you imagine, looking back on that and the whole process and the opportunity, did you imagine 7 years later that would still be on your table right now?
I want to say yes and no. Yes, in the sense of just being positive and knowing like what we had and what we're running with, and we've had a like just a great support team behind us, like with Ruff Ryders Radio. But not even like our whole point of the show was to support independent artists, and a lot of
Okay.
people say
That
that,
was
but
my next question.
we actually do it. So like when you submit music to us on our email or on social media, or whatever, we'll put it on the show. Like we make it happen, whether you're from Canada or not. Like we try to keep the Canadian artists the forefront, but we get we just had the show's live now, but we just had artist from Texas send us his music, and we put on the show. Like so, anyone who sent us music, we make sure we have time to put on the show,
That's
whether it be
nice.
right away or in a couple of weeks. We try to make it happen, and the interviews are mostly Canadian
That's real
artists,
dope.
but we're trying to stay to the actual foundation of the show and why we started it and all like that, and not sort of get it clouded and like polluted with nonsense.
I like that. So what do you listen for first when someone sends you new music? The lyrics, the production, delivery, the
The
originality,
email, the email,
the email.
the email.
Okay.
Usually, if it's just a link, I'll email them back and want a short bio about them or something. But like a lot of artists now, like they come correctly and put like, "Hi, I'm so and so," like almost like an introduction. But like, I want to know who you are so I can talk about you on the show. If you just send me a link, I don't
Okay.
like the music could be great, but I don't know what to tell people about you or how to promote you, right? So it's sort of like what they put in the email and like how they do it, and just being cordial, right?
So are you interviewing the artists on the show as well, or were you just strictly playing their music?
We do interviews. We did a video interview not too long ago, but we try to stick with the interviews, and it doesn't matter if you're an artist or not. Like we've had a list of guests, some interesting,
That's
some
dope.
wild, everything in
That's
between
dope.
tattoo artists to dancers to artists to entrepreneurs. Like we'll interview, talk, just make a way of talking to and promoting what you got going on.
That's dope. So, as someone who's interviewed artists myself for years, what have those conversations taught you about the creative process for not only your show but their creativity as well too?
Some are just wild. Like I'm never cease to be amazed by someone's creative process and how they explain it. Like you have some people who literally they sit down and they write it, and you have other people who they sleep and they wake up and they just have a song of mine and they start writing it at 3 a.m. in the morning. Like they just they have it, they just want to get it off their mind. And
Yo,
some
some
people,
that happens to me sometimes. Like I'll be just sitting in the bathtub and like I wrote a whole jingle from RideOut Energy just sitting in my bathtub taking a bath.
yeah, and that's I'm still waiting for RideOut Energy to come over here in Canada. Just saying, like quick
We
promo.
coming.
You know, if you can send us some energy drinks.
I'm working on it, man. I'm
I'm
working
just
on it.
saying.
They putting the
I've been
pressure
seeing
on my
I
head,
see I
like
see the
especially
promo
over here in
products
the
and everything.
states. They got the pressure on it. So,
No,
why if you watching this? Why if you watching this?
Canada wants.
They
There
want
we
ride
go.
out. They want the
Yeah,
ride out.
yeah,
They want the ride out.
yeah,
So, you said that you had conversations with artists, entrepreneurs, club members, creators from all walks of life.
yeah.
Hey, is there one interview that stands above the rest? And what made it so memorable? And what impact did that conversation have on you?
See, I don't think I could pick one because they all bring something different to the table.
Okay. So,
They're all
so
just
tell me the one that right now off the top of your head that you thought about, the first one.
first one. I wasn't even part of the interview, so I was listening in. So I wasn't part of the interview. They were interviewing an artist, and she was a dominatrix as well. But see,
Okay.
it it wasn't told to us till we were live on the air. So it wasn't what we
Oh
didn't
my
do our
God.
research. It's just as the conversation went, she felt to be more open and promote her business that way. So it was not a stop in the conversation, but it was a whoa in the conversation. Yeah,
Like, oh, okay.
yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah,
So, go ahead.
and she went into detail about her business too. So it was the convo went from music to some other stuff, and yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
That kind of went into my next conversation. Sometimes the biggest surprises come from the guests that we know the least about.
Yeah.
So radio is more than just talking into a microphone, because people think that it's so easy, but you really have like some kind of strict guidelines. It's about listening, building relationships, sometimes thinking on your feet. Even here on the podcast, like, you have technical difficulties all the time, and we're just like, if you're not able to quickly regroup, then you should have
Mm.
luck. So, what's the biggest lesson that this journey has taught you, both professionally and personally?
Patience, 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 patience. Because, like you said, the technical difficulties, oh Lord, they'll get you sometimes, and they'll put you in a frustrated mood just trying to get through them and trying to troubleshoot or trying to get through it and trying to figure out how to get
What?
around it. Yeah, no, patience. Patience is the biggest one.
Okay. So, I was always told, even at this, that confidence is built through repetition and experience. So, if you were to play a clip from your very first broadcast and then compared it to your most recent to your most recent shows, what differences would we hear, or would you hear? And how has your confidence, interviewing style, and ability to control conversations evolved over the years? Because it took a lot for me.
Oh,
I
our
started off in direct marketing, so I literally did door to door, face to face marketing. So I went to your house, knocked on your door, and sold stuff. So I had to be confident in doing that. And radio and podcasting is the same way. So how do you feel like you evolved over the years?
well, at first we were a 1 hour show, and I remember recording our first show was pre-recorded. We did the pre-record for the first year or so. So we did
Okay.
that. It took us 3 hours to do a 1 hour show, and it was only 20 minutes of talking. So to say we've changed and evolved would be an understatement, because now we are a 2 hour show now, and
Nice.
we've definitely got the hang of how to do things and how to talk and how to swerve things and how to the ins and outs, like sort of the smoke and mirrors of like hiding
Right.
disapprovements, and when it's live, nothing's a mistake when it's live. It's that's the way it's meant to be.
Yep.
But now
Yeah.
it's our
Because
first show to now is
there's no
crazy.
pause buttons. There's no pause
No,
buttons. There's
no.
no second takes. So I'm sure you've had moments where things didn't go according to plan. What's the wildest or most unexpected thing that's ever happened while you guys were live on air? And how did you handle it looking back now, and you can laugh about it?
I think I don't want to say it was too wild, but it was just when you introduce alcohol into a conversation with artists live, it gets interesting.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Cause
So they go from 0 to 60.
famous take a shot after his shows. It used to get wild.
Yeah, no,
Shout
that
out to
that
my
makes it
bro,
changing.
Infamous. If
Shout
you
out
watching,
Infamous.
shout out to you, bro.
Shout out Infamous. Yeah, that's a big bro right there.
So, what advice would you give to somebody who's looking to start getting into a radio show, but is afraid to take the first steps? What advice
Just
would you
do it.
give them?
Just do it. Just do it.
That's it.
That's I tell
People
everyone,
ask
like,
me
no
that all
matter
the
what it
time, and
is,
I
what
just
it
be like,
is.
just start.
Yeah, whatever it is, like, we had talked offline about the books and stuff like that. Just do it, because that's
Yep.
you don't want to live back with regrets. You don't want to say, "Oh, I should have done that. I should have done this." Just do it. It's a Nike
Yep.
slogan. You know what I mean? Just do it.
Yep. I believe that. So, in your opinion, what separates an artist with a talent from an artist with longevity that wants to be heard on the
Well,
radio?
that's that $1 million question: is it better to be overpaid or underrated? You know what I mean? Like that's the unanswerable question. That is it better to be that top artist that's not that great, or that artist that's underrated and not shined on? So that's almost an unanswerable question because it comes down to talent. I mean, I'm a firm believer talent beats hard work when hard work doesn't beat talent. So
Those was on our basketball jerseys when I was in high school. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
yeah,
And that I've been living my life to that motto since I was 16 years old. And that's
yeah,
why I work so hard at everything I do. It's so many talented people that's
yeah,
in Rough Riders and doing whatever they do, whether it's modeling, whether it's rapping, whether it's acting. But I work hard, and that is just it. I'm going to
yeah.
work hard because that is what I might not be the most talented rapper, but guess what? I could put some lyrics together. I
Actually,
might not be
I seen the
the
video. I seen the video of you actually. I seen the video of
yeah,
you actually
like,
rapping.
but
Yeah, yeah.
I know how to take some cute pictures. I ain't gonna say I'm a part of the modeling division, but I can. But I work
No,
hard for
that's me.
everything.
At the end of the day, as long as you work hard and know that you're giving your 100%, then yeah. Because that's mean a lot of people just have that natural talent, but don't have the worth ethic behind it, and just think they can sit on their heels and get by. You can't sit on your heels. You gotta get up and work. Because someone's going to be working harder. They might not be as talented right now, but they'll develop their talent and they'll get there. And you'll be wondering why you're left behind because they decided to do the work while you decided to sit by.
Absolutely, absolutely. One last question about the music before we switch gears again. Have you ever heard Have you ever had an artist, like an unheard artist or an unknown artist, send you music and you thought in your head, this person is next?
All the time. And I don't want to pinpoint any artist because I'm always full of surprises when I go through the email and hear some music. And I wonder why they're not as big as they are. And I don't have the answer for that. But like a lot of the times, we get a lot of great music, whether it be in Canada or whether it be from the States or even from
I
other
think it's
countries. Music.
branding. I think it's marketing too.
I
I,
think it
I
is, but
really,
a lot of
I
artists
hear so
do want
many
to stay
amazing
underground.
artists. And I'd be like, yo, I wish I could work on their marketing.
Yeah,
Like, yo,
yeah,
that's my background. I have 20 years of sales and marketing background. So like I hear certain artists and even artists that's come through Rough Riders, I'd be like, damn, like I wish they had better marketing. Like, yo, going
yeah,
out there and promoting their music because it's really some really dope artists out here that really deserve a shot to even at least have their music heard. And that's why I started incorporating more music into my podcast and stuff like that as well
absolutely,
too.
absolutely,
Because it's so many different, like, listen, whatever I could do to help, like, I'll support everybody. I want everybody to win because there's enough money out here for us all. Get you some, get you
exactly,
some, somebody get you
exactly.
some shit. Like that, and that's honestly how I feel. Um, so switching gears, like I said a little bit before we do our little commercial break. You're also one of the creative minds helping Ruff Ryders Radio visually. So, how did graphic design become a part of your passion?
Honestly, it was during COVID. It
Hey,
was
bro.
during COVID. It was during COVID, and I decided, like, I always been artistic, so I decided just to, start doing graphic art designs and download some programs and started playing around with it. And to what I did before to what I did now. I don't know why they even let me help with the station originally. Like it was like it looked like some straight out of like that the paint program. It was
I'm
bad. Like
crying. That is
it was
hilarious.
bad. And like they still gave me the thumbs up and like allowed me to help out, but like compared to like what I've learned now and how I do my designs, yeah, no, I don't know why they even let me. Someone was sleeping, or it was a slow day or a slow lineup to get in there,
It's
but
like, we like him. Let's give him a
yeah, they're
shot.
like he's okay. Yeah, I mean, someone else it gave someone a day off or something, but yeah, no, it must have been something because yeah, I've learned a lot, but that's what it was. It was just during COVID, I was sitting around the house a lot of the time because the world was shut down, right?
Right,
And it's decided to do something because I got to stay busy. Like I said, I got an overthinking mind. So when I'm not, idle time is bad for me. So I always try to keep busy, to stay on my
right.
toes and doing something.
I learned how to ride a motorcycle, and then as soon as the world freed up, I became a Rough Rider.
Well,
so
there you go. You know what I mean? You
so
know?
I understood because I was going crazy. I was like, yo, I have to do. I actually worked throughout the whole time that we were locked down. I actually got a job. I specifically got a job at the hospital because I'm like, listen, how can I give back during this time? Like, my
Yeah,
heart was breaking. I had a cousin that passed from COVID. So, and she was young.
my
She was a
condolences.
year younger. Thank you. She was a year younger than me. So it was like, what can I do? So I actually started working at the hospital, and I worked on, I was in housekeeping. That's what I did. I was trying to think what it was called, but I was in housekeeping. I operated a robot that sanitized rooms, but I ended up quitting because they tried to make me sanitize the truck that they were like loading all the bodies in after they passed from COVID, and I was like, psst,
No thanks. Yeah,
no thanks. Y'all got
yeah,
people that listen. I just got here. I work here through a temp agency. Like, y'all got people
yeah,
that actually work for this hospital. I'm not doing that. That's why I had to draw the
yeah.
line. So yeah,
Sometimes you
no.
got to. Sometimes you got to. You know, the
But
line has
I
to be
think
drawn.
COVID really brought out the entrepreneurs and the real hustlers. Like, I started a business during COVID. I started a clothing business. It's still around. I'm about to get it back up and running, y'all. Because a lot of people be asking me about the clothes that I be wearing at Annie's and stuff. Those come from my boutique, Kittens Mittens Boutique. It's coming soon again. I didn't forget. I just put it down to focus on some other things. But we back soon.
It's still there. It's still there. The file's still burning.
We around. We around. So what inspired your artwork? You said you started moving and grooving during COVID, but just that sheer boredom of I need something to do, or I just need to be creative. I need to find any way to be creative.
It's a little bit of both, to be honest. Like, because like I said, when I have idle time, it's not good for me. So I just want something to work in. I'm sending the designs to everybody. Like, I originally thought I'd just do like album singles for artists and stuff like that. I didn't expect the Ruff Ryders Radio to be okay with, like it's Ruff Ryders Radio. They got, I'm sure they got a lot of people trying to get in, trying to get on there. So, like I said, it's Shepard sincere because he really gave me the chance to work with them, and I still work with them with them Bronx Boys. Like, I still help out with that. But he was the one who really said, like, work on your craft. He's like, we'll give you a chance. So it was huge, and it gave me, like I said, a lot of work to do because there's a lot of DJs, a lot of shows on there, and with ChatGPT now, it's easier for people to make flyers and sort of get rid of the graphic art designer and do it themselves. But
Yeah.
you know, I, you know,
But eventually AI is going to die out. I truly feel like that.
see,
Eventually
my
it's
my
going to
thing
die
is like
out. So
they all look the
it,
same though. You know what I mean? Like when it all looks the same, it's all plain. It doesn't have that inspiration or that sort of
right,
creativity behind it. As
right,
much as
right.
and it's great
No,
for like
and
finance
that's why I
reasons.
said eventually it's the fad right now. And yes, it's saving money. Listen, I'm no stranger to it. I love chat. Chat got me through my master's degree in
Yeah,
school. But I eventually feel like it's going to die out, and the real creatives are what are going to be left. And so when someone comes to you with a vision, do you prefer creating with complete freedom, or you're sticking
I
exactly
I
to
pref-
what that vision is?
I prefer when they come with an idea, and I usually give them a few options, and I'll put something that maybe I think they might like, but like I like when someone comes with an idea or a concept at least. That way, I have an
Okay.
idea of what they want because I can't speak or design something that I don't know like them personally, right? To come from that
Right.
emotion or like what they're actually thinking of. Now, I've had people draw me like stick figure drawings, and I've made it look good, right? But the same thing is, at least I had that concept or that ability to understand what they wanted or how they wanted it to look or what inspired them or something they wanted
Right.
to look like. And I mean, I'm working on one right now for the artist Pebs, and what it's going to be is because her name is Pebs, she wants the pebbles. So I made her a design. It was a little pebbles, like cartoon, but now she's on her sophomore album, so she wants a teenage Pebs grown up.
Oh, that's
So now we're
cool.
we're working on that. So we're trying to get the ins and outs of that right. So right now the biggest problem is working on the hair. So getting the hair right for this Pebbles is what's slowing us down a little bit. But yeah, no, shout out Pebs. We're working on it. She knows I'm working on it. But yeah, no,
Shout
so
out to
that's
Pebs.
she's real talented too. Yeah, another talented female from Toronto. But yeah, so we're working on that design. But it's just cool how now Pebs is growing up, and now it's the sophomore album. She wants the teenage Pebs as her logo.
Free Tory Lanez. I'm gonna just throw that in there because it's my favorite
Yeah,
Canadian. My favorite. I
your
don't care
favorite
what nobody say.
favorite
That's my
Canadian,
favorite
favorite
Canadian
Canadian.
artist.
I'm about to hang up on the show right now. I don't favorite Canadian. Damn. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
He hasn't been on the show yet.
I love Tori. Free Tori. Like
Yeah, no, I agree, but I didn't expect the favorite Canadian thing right out the gate. I was like, damn,
yeah.
thought I, thought I had a chance, but well, second's not
I ain't
bad.
heard you. I told you to spit some bars, man. You told me no.
I I told you if you wanted to show longevity, it'd be safer if I don't.
Okay.
I'm helping you help me.
Period. Period. So every designer has a unique source of inspiration. Where do your ideas come from? Is it music, street culture, fashion, or
It's
a
usually
combination of everything?
it's usually a combination of everything, but it's more street culture to be honest.
Okay. Has
And
there
I'm
ever
a
been a
huge
design? Has
I'm
there
a
ever
huge
been a design that came to you almost instantly because the inspiration just hit at the right moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Lightning just struck and it was right there and then. And it's very rare though because usually you have to edit it a little bit or change this or that with the design. But with that, yeah, no, lightning just strikes and it hit it, and we were both on the same page, and we said that's it. Like, don't change it, don't edit it. Like that's you nailed it. That's what I wanted. That's how it should be, and we went from there. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's a good
When it
feeling.
does, you just gotta go with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that. So, looking back on over all your artwork you've created, what projects are you most proud of? It doesn't necessarily have to be like your biggest project. It could be the one that challenged you the most, that opened new doors, or just simply reminded you why you love doing what you do. Tell us the story behind it a little bit.
the biggest one. It's RIP DMX because it was for DMX prayer vigil outside the hospital. I did the design for that. That went viral.
Wow,
So it
that's
was
cool.
I didn't realize how I shouldn't say it's not how loved he was, but how many like major hip hop artists would share the flyer and how it would catch fire. And like I said, it was not expected. It was something we posted on Ruff Ryders Radio, and it was something we posted on Ruff Ryders Instagram
Right.
page. It was simply just for the prayer visual outside the hospital while we stood in the hospital, and it caught wildfire. And I realized, I'm doing something right, and I felt a part of something. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was
Right.
I don't want to say necessarily helping, but helping in the sense of
You're a part of
like
it. It-
putting, and that's what I mean. And like,
yeah.
I hope for the best like everyone else. And unfortunately he passed, but like the major thing was, we still had hope. He was still alive. We was still outside. Like, we saw the
Right.
fans and the Rough Riders outside the hospital. Like they were there. There's, we're all hoping for the best. And RIP. It was unfortunate, but that was the biggest. And like it was one of those ones that just came to me as well. Like it just the design, everything. It wasn't anything crazy. It was simple to the point, but it caught a lot of traction and a lot of major hip hop artists shared it. So I was sort of impressed to see it. And like a lot of people shouted me out saying, "Oh, I know him. Like that's Rob." And it was cool, but like the bigger picture was, to see everyone getting the information to go to the hospital and say a prayer for him.
That's dope. So today, an artist's image is often introduced before their music does. In your opinion, how important is branding in today's music industry, especially when it comes down to great visuals?
See, it goes hand in hand because if you don't have the talent behind it, then you're just a one hit wonder or just someone who looks talented. You know what I mean? Like you can look the part, but when it comes down, like it's like a basketball player. You can dress in a jersey, but until you're on the court, like, are you really playing the game or like, are you just playing the part?
Right.
So you can have all the jewelry, all the clout, all the music videos you want, but if there's no talent behind that, and there's no real artwork or like anything behind it, then you're just it's bound to burn out. It's like burning a candle at both ends. Eventually, the candle will burn out, and people will see you for what you actually are.
Facts. Oh shit. So before we jump into the remainder of our conversation, let's show some love to our sponsor today, making today's episode possible. Our guys RideOut energy drink. Whether you're on the highway, in the studio, at work, or chasing your dreams, RideOut energy is built for people who refuse to slow down, like us. Zero excuses, maximum drive. Every sip is made to keep you focused, energized, and ready for whatever comes next. RideOut energy, fuel your grind, fuel your ride. Now let's get back to these conversations. Bro, I just want to say again how much I appreciate you coming on and taking the time out to really sit down and talk to us. Like, I'm learning so much about you. Shout out to
No,
Canada. Shout out to all our
it's an honor
viewers
to be
out
on the
there.
show. Truly, it's an honor to be on the show.
But I appreciate that. I sincerely do. Next, we're going to talk about some wrestling life.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. You are a huge wrestling fan. So,
Yeah, I don't know if you
where
can see
did
in
the,
the back. I got the
You're
belts in the
right.
back.
No, I
Yeah,
was looking back there.
yeah,
Where did this passion start? You spent nearly a decade working with Death Proof Fight Club, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
where did this passion start?
I've always been a wrestling fan. Like whether it be like a just watching on TV once in a while to like an avid fan. I just always had a like just an interest in it. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin was like my dude.
My
That was my dude.
favorite. My
Yeah,
favorite. The
drove vehicles
cussing, the
down, drank some
beer,
beers,
all of that was
smoked
right up
cigarettes.
my alley.
Exactly, exactly. He was the anti-authoritative figure. You know what I mean? He just
Yep.
the boss versus the coworker. He was the worker. He was, yeah. So that's always where I got my inspiration from, and that's me. So, I mean, Infamous could be your talking about wrestling too. Like he's a huge fan too. I know he's got belts too. I got a few belts. He's got belts for days. So I don't want to get in a belt
No,
off with
for
him, but
real.
like you know
For
what I mean.
real. And
But
that's cool
that's when the
because
information started.
that's cool. So you've been, like I said, you've been working with Death Proof Fight Club for nearly 10 years. For viewers who may not know, tell us what Death Proof Fight Club is and what makes it different from other independent wrestling promotions across. It's strictly in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what makes
So
it different?
to be blunt and honest, it's 19 plus. It's one of the most violent wrestling companies in Ontario. It's the most
Yo,
adult
they be trashing each other
friendly.
for real, for real.
Yeah, no, it's and it's been around like it's been around. So I ended up going to a show because I lost a bet. So I had to go watch a Star Wars movie, and my boy had to come with me to a wrestling show. So I had to go watch Star Wars, which I teach your
I
own,
hate
teach
Star
your own.
Wars.
Not my thing, not my
I
thing.
hate it.
But I
Never
had to watch
watched
it.
it. Don't have care to
I had
watch
to
it.
watch it. I lost a bet and had to watch it. But he had to come to a wrestling show with me. So we went to Death Proof Fight Club. This is probably 11, 12 years ago now. And we were waiting outside. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, the fans are like a melting pot. It's a very interesting crowd. It's people you wouldn't expect to getting along for the 2, 3 hours they're there. Like,
Right.
it's a mix of everyone. It's something you got to see to believe. Um,
So, how did you first become involved with the organization, and what made you decide to stick around for so long?
I was just so to buy a ticket. I actually talked to the owner of the company without knowing, and we spent the 2 hours talking before he actually sold me a ticket. We were just
Wow.
back and forth talking, and then I actually met him and sort of picked his mind and sort of said, I can bring some things to the table if you're interested, and he was about it, and we went from there, and that was sort of the long story short is, we just picked his mind and had great ideas going along to each other. And we're still good friends after all this time too. Still talk. He's been in wrestling for 25 years. So this next event coming up is his
Wow.
25th anniversary. So it's called 25 to Life, and this is going to be his 25th anniversary in wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
dope.
traveled. He's not just in Canada. He's been to Mexico. He's been all over the world doing
That's
his
dope.
craft. So yeah,
So, 10 years creates a lifetime of memories. What's one Death Proof Fight Club moment you'll never forget? It could be an incredible match, a backstage moment, an emotional farewell to a friend, or complete chaos that somehow turned into an unforgettable night.
there's so many in each category you just mentioned, but I think the biggest one is there was a wrestler by the name Shawnee Moe. He had a
Okay.
battle with cancer. He lost the battle and passed away, but
Oh,
he was such a pinnacle part, and you would never know he
wow.
had cancer the whole time. He wrestled till like up until his final days, but
Wow.
he was such a pinnacle part, one of the most craziest hardcore guys out there. But rest in peace to him. But yeah, and it was just the interactions with him and just what he brought to the table and how he was. But like I said, there's so many moments that follow with Death Proof Fight Club, and it can be found on YouTube. There's tons of just wild moments, crazy
Yeah,
moments.
I gotta go
Like
watch this one.
they
I
got
gotta go
they got
watch this.
they got shut down by this. They got shut down. Sports commission, so that was shut down for a bit. So Yeah, it was
It's
interesting.
more than steel cages and ladders.
Yeah.
So after all these years around wrestlers, has it ever convinced you to get in the ring and try it yourself?
Yes, it has. I've had the opportunity to go in the ring before, not wrestle or anything, but I've had the opportunity to be in the ring and sort of interact with them. But
Okay.
it has in the back of my mind that that will be something upcoming
Okay.
when I get some time. There will be a chance. There will be a chance. I've got to do my entrance though. I think that was a highlight. I got to do my entrance one time to the Rough Riders anthem and everything. So I had my moment.
Period.
I got
Listen.
to do it. I got to do it. I did it. Damn it! I did it.
Period. So every wrestling fan has their Mount Rushmore. I know this might be controversial, but give us your all-time top four wrestlers and tell us why each one earned their place.
Ooh. Well, Stone Cold Steve Austin right off the bat, just just the badass beer swinging Texas rattlesnake, right?
Period.
Terry Funk, because he was like 200 years old and still wrestled, and he was
That's
hardcore.
crazy.
New Jack, just because if you know who New Jack is, YouTube him and it'll explain himself. New Jack was just New Jack. He was just a militant black guy who just did what he wanted and did how he wanted, and no one could tell him differently. Number four, who four? I have to leave that with a question mark. I don't know who would be the fourth. I don't know who would be the
Okay.
fourth. Because we're talking about Mount Rushmore. I don't know who would be the fourth. I don't know who
Yeah.
would I put up there. I don't know who would be. Maybe the Undertaker. Maybe the Undertaker. Just for his historic,
I
being
like
in
the
the industry so
Undertaker.
long. So that's the name. Maybe it'd be him. But I mean, I'd still leave with a question mark. I don't know who would be that actual fourth.
Okay. I okay. I like that.
I'm gonna hear from Infamous on this one. I know he's gonna give me shit for this one. I know it.
No, for real. So, if someone has never attended a Death Proof Fight Club event, paint the picture for us. What's the atmosphere like? What kind of experience can fans expect? And why should they check out a show if they're in Canada? Because I'm definitely going on YouTube. You got me my interest peaked now.
So basically, the whole draw of this whole, like I said, it's 19 plus, so it's adult oriented.
Okay.
It's violent, it's bloody, but it's also entertaining. Like they have the humor in it. They have it's a rush of emotions. So basically, everything you think you're gonna get, and then you expect the unexpected. And actually, Caravana weekend they have an event on the Sunday. So if anyone's in Caravana and wants to come on the Sunday with me, I'll be rolling to the event,
That's crazy.
and they're having no ring, so it's no ring. So what that means is they're going to be a steel cage wrapped around like an octagon type cage, and they're going to
Oh
fight in the
my
middle of it.
gosh.
They're going to fight in the middle of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's expect the unexpected is all I can say.
So, how close are you to these people? Like, sweat on you, like, close?
Like if you're front row, you getting some stuff on you.
Ew.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's fan interactive. So if you're
Oh,
there,
I like
yeah,
that though. Like
yeah,
I honestly I do. I like it when people come into the crowd and you can interact with the wrestlers and
yeah.
all that. I like stuff like that. My boys, I have boys, so my boys are huge wrestling fans. My oldest son, anything that has to do with a mat, he ain't gonna get on a motorcycle. So Scorpio, bring your MMA, jujitsu, all wrestling back, please, because that's the only way I'm gonna get my big boy to be a rough rider. He ain't getting on no bike. He said, but he'll get on the mat. But huge wrestling fans. I took them to Madison Square Garden when WWE was there for my
That's
oldest
amazing.
son. Yeah, for my oldest son's birthday, and they were just like starstruck. They like, and I loved it. So I haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid, but it's still there because my boys loved it.
But I
So
mean, but with the smaller show, it gets more interactive. So it's not there's a crowd, but it's not as big as Madison Square Garden. It's one of the biggest venues
right,
out there. So like with
right.
this, you're actually there, and the wrestlers can hear what you're saying. So when you yell out your chants or your taunts or whatever, they'll interact with
That's
it because they hear it.
cool.
You know what I
You
mean?
suck. That would be me in the
Yeah,
crowd. You suck.
yeah, exactly. And they'll hear that. So and it reflects that because they hear it and they have to either interact with you or try and brush it off.
That's cool. So our last 10, 20 minutes, 10 minutes of the show. And it's interesting because it's taking us in a full circle back to the legacy and Ruff Ryders lifestyle. So you've been a Ruff Ryder for 10 years representing Canada while helping connect people through radio, design, and the lifestyle overall itself. From your perspective, what makes the Canadian Rough Rider family unique? Is there something about the culture, the camaraderie, or the way the chapter embraces the lifestyle that you feel like sets it apart?
Ooh, that's tough. Because I don't want to say it sets us differently. Like we stay unified, and that's what keeps it throughout the worldwide, lifestyle is
Right.
everyone's unified. I just think Canada's a little bit different because we're separated by province. So with the
Okay.
states, you can drive to a state in 15, 20 minutes. Where here, it might take you 5 hours to drive to a different province.
That's crazy.
But
That is
I once I
crazy.
and it's diversified too, especially with this lifestyle too. We talked backstage about it too. Is how
Yeah.
it's 6 degrees of separation. No matter where you go in the world, you know someone who either knows a Rough Rider or is a Rough Rider, or you know
Right.
their cousin was a Rough Rider. You're connected somehow in there, and it's a good
Facts.
feeling to have because
Facts.
you're not lonely in this world. You got someone to connect with or someone else who, and that's the biggest thing. So I wouldn't say Canada separates itself from that. I think, especially with Carabana coming up, like you said, you're going to be attending, right?
I got my outfit ready.
Okay. So we ready for the road. So there we go.
Be ready for the
Yes.
road.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So and like that's our annual. So that makes
He
it
said
big.
he said y'all they only got a couple rooms left. So like I'm tardy for the party. So if y'all ain't got y'all rooms, y'all better book now. Just leave me one.
And Team No Sleep is coming out. Team No Sleep is coming out. Like it's a weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday's the cool
Period.
down day. But Friday, Saturday, like it's no sleep.
Period. That's a vibe. So what do you think members from other countries, even the states, could learn from the Canadian Rough Rider community?
I wouldn't say there's anything they can learn. I think like each state and each country should represent itself in its own way, in its own reflection. We all have the same like dynamics,
Right.
but always stay diverse and unified in your own way. I think it's better to have that diversity and that different camaraderie and same sense the what would separate you from different countries. Not
Right.
saying anyone's better than each other, but having that unique like we say A at the end of everything. So
I
you know
like
what I
that
mean?
though.
That's that's what keeps us Canadian. But I don't think our and there's just staying unified and remembering we're all in this together. We're all unified worldwide.
Right.
So
Fighting the same fight, y'all. We
yeah,
fighting the same fight out here.
yeah.
So we often talk about the rides, the events, the brotherhood, but those are just the surface. How has being a rough rider changed you as a person? Has it shaped the way you lead and communicate or build relationships or even just overcome obstacles in general?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's put a lot of like camaraderie in my head, and
Okay.
sort of learning not everyone's your friend. And I don't mean that with Rough Riders. I just mean as you pick and choose and see people in
Just
your
in
life.
general. Right.
Not everyone's worth your energy. And I'm not one for drama or dramatics. So with that said,
Clip
I
that.
don't I don't I don't involve myself in it. It's intellect over emotion. So I try not to, let my emotions interact with something that might be an intelligent conversation you're gonna have. But it's definitely
Absolutely.
led me to like think more about the circle I keep because if five people are broke, you're definitely going to be the sixth one. So
Right.
trying to keep quality over quantity around me as well. And luckily, I've been blessed to have the people I have around me, and I could too many names to name, but just have the opportunity to be their presence or be their friend or be their brother or be their sister.
I
You
agree.
have that.
I agree 100%. There are people watching who admire the lifestyle from a distance, but may not fully understand what it takes to earn a vest. What advice would you give someone who's seriously considering joining Rough Riders Lifestyle beyond just the riding motorcycles? What kind of character, mindset, and commitment does it really take to become a Rough Rider?
See, I'd say do it, but do it for the right reasons. Don't do it for a vest. Don't do it because you want to ride with people. Don't do it for other reasons other than you want to be part of this lifestyle. And to not to sound insulting, but bring something to the table. Like, what are you bringing to the table? What does Rough Riders gain from having you as a member? The vest doesn't make you. You make the vest, right? So
Facts.
anyone can have a vest, but depending who's wearing the vest has that responsibility and that that leadership or that camaraderie or that love that comes with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what's one lesson you wish someone would have told you before you started your this journey?
Not to take everything so seriously. Yeah.
Don't take it so personal, bro.
Well,
But every action does not require a reaction. I promise you. I
absolutely.
promise you. I
Absolutely.
promise you. My days of wilding out and set tripping on shit is done. Like everything just one thing I've really learned is sometimes when people are truly unhappy with themselves and internally, their only option is to express it in a way that's not always positive and they project. So all the time, like every reaction just doesn't even warrant. I'll be trying to tell my homegirls and my sisters and stuff like all that beefing with people back and forth on the internet, that shit is dead.
Oh,
Like
I
it's
mean
like I hate it. I hate it
that's like
so bad
that's
because
like throwing ice cubes at the sun. Like it solves nothing.
I promise you, because sometimes that's it for them. That's exactly what they're looking for. That reaction that
No.
they're giving, that you're giving them, is what they're looking for. They don't want shit else. They
Yeah.
just want to make you look crazy.
They know
Like,
they
so
because that's me. When you see two people arguing from afar, you don't know who's right. You just see two people arguing. You don't know who's right and who's wrong.
that's it. That's it. That's why I just shut up.
Yeah. No.
I promise you. Rough Riders has always had a powerful image, but sometimes people only see what's on the outside. What's one misconception people have about Rough Riders lifestyle that you wish you could clear up?
That we're not an MC.
No, elaborate.
Some people think just because we have a vest that we portray the MC lifestyle, but we don't. We have so many different divisions, so many different layers to us that the lifestyle is actually that a lifestyle.
A lifestyle. Yep.
So it gets misconstrued, and people think this and that, and
They
we
think one division is better than the next and all that mumbo
they forget
jumbo.
about the unity, and that's what it
Yep.
comes down to. At the end of the day, we're unified. That's why our corporate vests are our corporate vests, and they all look unified. I love the custom vests. I love seeing some creativity in that. But at the end of the day, when we're in uniform, we're in uniform, and that's why we are because we're unified across the board.
Absolutely. What do you think people fail to see about the brother or sisterhood, the service, and the relationships behind the patch?
They don't get to see the unity and the love, and like when someone's down and out, how we are brother and sisters keeper, how we pick them up and how we treat them, and they just see the photographs and maybe a few videos of
Right.
how we interact. They don't actually see when someone's down and out how we actually pick up our brother or sister when they're down and out, like how we take care of them, and you know how we don't let it be seen that they're down. Like when you're at your lowest, you don't want to be seen at your lowest. So we try to pick that person up and make sure dust them off, make sure they're good, pick them back up. They might not be the highlight of their day, but at least it's something better than them being at their lowest and alone.
I appreciate that answer for real. So you've already built a pretty interesting and impressive legacy, in my opinion, through Ruff Ryders Radio, your graphic designs, and your work with Death Proof Fight Club. Looking ahead 5 years, where do you see yourself? Are there goals you're still chasing, projects you want to launch, or new ways that you would like to impact the culture?
The next thing, and it was an idea given to me, is because I post daily facts on my Instagram, and we talked about that before, just to help
Yeah,
people out through a hard day. So it's going to be putting that in a book. That's
nice,
that's that's the short term goal. Long term goals, I don't know. I hope to still be here and still doing what I do. If
nice,
God bless me to continue to do it. But the book's the next opportunity that I'm going to dip my toe into the
nice,
water about. Yeah,
nice, nice, nice. Now, this is a, a question for me. 5 years from now, do you see yourself going into the lifer program or you soldiering it up for life?
see. say I may have the grays, but I'm still thinking of staying in the lifestyle. Don't let the grays fool you. I'm still young. This is just
You're still young in these streets now.
yeah. And I'm not saying that about the lifer program at all. But I don't.
Right,
I at this point in time, I don't see the lifer program being a program for me at this moment.
right,
But time will tell. That
right.
5 years from now is a
5
whole
years
different
from
ball
now,
game.
it's a whole totally different story. A lot can happen in
Exactly.
5 years for sure.
Exactly.
No, no, for real. Um, Legacy isn't about titles. It's about the lives you touch, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
When people talk about you years from now, what do you hope that they remember?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I just hope they, remember is someone they can reach out to when they need it.
Okay.
Someone who, if they need help, like reach out. Especially with a lot of, like I said, I battle anxiety and overthinking and that. So like, don't think you're alone in this. Like,
Right.
just reach out, talk to somebody, whether it be just a small conversation or whatever it is. Just reach out to somebody and don't think you have to battle on your own.
I like that. If you could leave one piece of advice for the next generation of Rough Riders who will come after you, what would it be?
Never stop learning is the best advice given to me, and that's key piece of advice. Never stop learning.
I was always taught a man without a plan is a man planning to fail.
Absolutely.
So never stop learning. Brother, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you one final question. Imagine every Rough Rider from around the world, from New York to Canada, from Europe to Australia, from veterans who've been here since the beginning to prospects just starting their journey. They listening to you right now. You have 1 minute and one message. What do you want the worldwide Rough Rider family to hear? And what do you hope they'll carry with them long after this conversation ends?
Intellect over emotion and stay unified. I don't even need the whole minute. That's what I got to say. Intellect over emotion and stay unified. We in this together.
That's it. And that's the easiest right there.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
microphone drop.
Pride always comes before destruction. I was
Hmm.
always taught that. So intellect over emotion. If you can use your brain, you can get yourself out of any situation. I promise you that. I'll put that on me.
Absolutely.
I thank you, brother, um, for just even coming through the clubhouse, sitting down
The
with
privilege is
me
all mine.
today.
Privilege is all mine.
Um, I'm gonna give you some time. I'm gonna jump off the screen. I want you to promote the Annie. Give them dates. You ain't got everything perfect, just dates, locations. I'm gonna jump off. This is your final moment. The screen is yours.
All right. I appreciate it. July 31st to August 2nd, Carabana weekend. It's going to be crazy in Canada. Make sure you get on the annual. Make sure you check in the Facebook link. I think we have a few rooms still available. If we don't, I apologize. But make sure you're down in Canada for the Carabana annual weekend. Be sure to be there. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a great time. It's always a great time. Even if you're down for the Saturday, we got it all figured out. It's going to be a party Friday night for the meet and greet. It's going to be a Carabana parade Saturday during the day. It's going to be Saturday party as well. And Sunday's going to be a cool out. We're going to have a breakfast and everything's going to be taken care of. So if you're going to be there, make sure you're there and hope to see everyone there.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much again for stepping into the clubhouse with me. Um, I enjoyed this conversation for sure. This is our outro. What an incredible conversation, y'all. Today we crossed the borders and proved once again that the Ruff Ryders lifestyle isn't confined to one city, one state, or hell, even one country. It's a global family built on respect, loyalty, creativity, brother and sisterhood. Thank you once again, bro, for taking the time to share your journey with us, from making history as the first Canadian live host on Ruff Ryders Radio to helping shape the visual identity of the station through your graphic design, to spending nearly a decade supporting independent wrestling with Death Proof Fight Club. You've shown us what consistency, passion, and dedication truly looks like. Your story reminds us that legacy isn't measured by how loud you are, it's measured by the lives you impact, the opportunities you create, and the people you inspire along the way. To everyone watching, thank you for spending part of your evening with me tonight. If this conversation inspired you, taught you something new, or simply entertained you, do me a favor, right? Hit that like button, leave a comment, share this episode with your family and friends, and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. Subscribe on YouTube, Clubhouse Conversations _ Yamaya, and follow me on Facebook at Ruff Ryder Yamaya. Special thanks once again to our official sponsor, RideOut Energy Drink. Let me get that logo straight. Here you see? All right. For powering independent creators and supporting the culture, whether you're chasing your dreams, putting in long hours, or hitting the open road, remember, fuel your grind, fuel your ride, ride out energy. Energy that moves the culture. Until next time, remember this: every journey has a story. Every voice deserves to be heard, and every conversation has the power to inspire someone listening. I'm your host, Yamaya, and this has been Clubhouse Conversations with Yamaya, where grit meets grace. Stay safe, stay blessed, keep your rubber on the road, and we'll see you next ride. Peace, love, and ride out. Bye. Love y'all.